Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina episode. I am really excited to have a Teacher of the Month, just to highlight one of the teachers. I know it's the end of the school year. However, just getting one last teacher in before the summer hits was really important to me. So I'm excited to have her. And also, I am going to talk about something that I hope that one of my best and dearest friends is not going to do me in or pay me back. I'll just put it that way. It is about a life change when, for women, things begin to change in your, typically I think it's between 45 and 55 that your body begins to change. And it has for me. And with the things that I'm experiencing and the things I'm going through, I thought that it would be pretty cool to just sit and talk with somebody about that and to share it with you, because I believe that's what Down Home with Tina is all about, is sharing and informing and educating a little bit. And I say educating loosely when it comes to this segment that's coming up for the second half of the show, because I'm not a doctor, and I share that. Again, of course, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But it's my experience to let you all know what it is like when things like that happen in your life. I'll be back in just a minute with my Teacher of the Month. It is Down Home with Tina.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. It is my Teacher of the Month. The Teacher of the Month is brought to you by Cryo Communications. I have Kerri Rodenbaugh. She is with Mount Pleasant and Targhee Trails as an art teacher, and she does other things at a local art studio. And I'm just so excited to have you, because I heard you're doing some really cool things with your students this year.
Yeah, we have a lot of partnerships going on.
And that partnerships, I think, just are great, because it means that you are doing things and making things happen, and it is all probably about the kids anyway, so that's really cool. Kerri, share with us, why is it that you decided to become an art teacher?
I was working in art and advertising graphic design for a couple years, and 9/11 happened, and I decided I wanted to go out and make a difference a little bit more. So I headed back to school, and I worked at a university for a while, and when my kids got to elementary age, Lancaster didn't have an art program at the time.
Oh.
And so I would go in and volunteer to teach art because I felt like it was that important, and fell in love with teaching the kids. And then when we opened our new buildings, we added elementary art.
Oh, very, very nice. How many students do you have right now? Do you teach?
I teach about 1,200 between the two buildings, give or take 100.
Wow. How do you do that? I mean, art is fun, and it's meant to be fun. It's just a lot of kids to be able to get them moving, because that's within the week. Is that a week?
Yeah, it's once a week, 30-minute art classes. It's a lot of organization on my part, and just pre-planning and pre-prepping things. I have a lot of things color-coded in my room to get things passed out quickly. So just after doing it for so many years, I kind of have a system down to get through that.
Oh, yeah, I bet. How are the kids when it comes to art? Because I know just young kids usually like coloring and things like that. So what's it like for you in a classroom? Let's begin with kindergarten.
Oh, gosh. They are at a great point in the year because they know how to be in school now, and they get so excited. And it's really neat to teach kids just that creative side. We don't see it as much because we have so many computerized things that give them answers, that it's nice to see that brought out and their imaginations flourish in the classroom, and just teaching them new techniques that are simple, that they didn't know that the supplies did that.
Do the majority of the students by then, I mean, I would imagine, I work with a lot of special ed kids, and when I do substitute teaching, do they already know their colors? Like at this point, or not? I guess
most of them do, but they don't know things like that orange is made from red and yellow, and that color you're mixing.
How do they react when they find out?
It's
like
magical.
that?
Art is a very magical classroom. I get a lot of oohs, oh my gosh.
Right.
Fifth
Wow,
grade right
'cause
now
they
is
see it happening, yeah.
Fifth grade is working on clay pieces right now, and they'll just sit and play with it and manipulate it. And I'm like, you got to make something with it too.
What do you start out with that when they're starting to work with the clay? What do you have them create with that?
Right now they're doing miniature foods, so I give them a little creative liberty in like what they want to create. Right now we're doing air dry clay just for the timing of it. And they're having fun. I'm seeing lots of tacos and lots of donuts being made in the classroom right now.
Those are probably kind of easier at this. Is
Yeah, especially it's a lot of their first
stage?
time
Yeah.
with it. So,
Yeah.
and then just introducing them to new techniques and new artists. We just got through doing Art Madness, a play on March Madness. I'm a little
nice.
sad because I think Bob Ross is winning. Not that I don't like Bob Ross, but out of all the greats that are out there, they're all very excited about Bob Ross.
That is so funny how he had to come back or something. Like it was all of a sudden I saw him for costumes a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, I was
I'm
Bob
like,
Ross
he's
a couple years ago.
You were,
Yes.
of course you were. It's like, oh my goodness, I remember Bob Ross growing up.
Well, and the kids
That's a
identified
long
his
time ago.
art right away. They knew it was his
Really?
piece before I even said. So that kind of surprised me.
How did they?
I'm not sure.
Maybe mom or dad just put it on a certain station. It was all Bob Ross. I think there is a channel out
Yeah.
there somewhere that's
I'm
Bob
sure.
Ross channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is pretty interesting
Yeah.
to watch his stuff.
So I'm thinking at the end of the
I'm just
school
laughing because I'm
year,
thinking of the little tree and the big, the
Right.
happy little tree.
if he ends up winning our final round, I'm going to make them do a Bob Ross painting. I'm just going to put on the Bob Ross show and see how they do with it.
That is fun. Do you have students that are just absolutely against doing art or not? Because I would think that it's the fun class.
Yeah, for the most part, I think there's some that just have a block because they don't feel like they can draw, and I really try to push through that art isn't always just about drawing and introduce them to abstract work, like, hey, this guy isn't drawing realistic things.
How do you get that through to youth? I liked art, but as far as being creative, was not. And I have a best friend who's actually on the show with me today, who she's like, just do it, Tina. Just do it. And I'm that. No, I got to do it in pencil first, and then if it didn't write it right, I got to erase it and do it. She's like, just do it, bring that creativity out in you. And I finally just did it one day. It was like, yeah.
It is.
the clouds
Sometimes it's
opened.
just staring at that blank paper, I think sometimes creates a block for people. So sometimes just me starting the first line for them gives them that boost, or really just praising them when they do get something done. We start off with pieces that they didn't know that they could do. Sometimes I won't even tell them what we're drawing. I'll just walk through the simple shapes and lines to build that. And then all of a sudden we have a crocodile, and they're like, I didn't know I could draw a crocodile.
Nice.
So building them up that way helps. And then again, introducing them to lots of artists that aren't making stuff that looks like stuff.
I have always been a really bad drawer. Even till today, I will sit. Have you ever heard of the game Telestrations? It's a fun game. I cannot draw a dog for the life of me. And my son sitting next to me is like, Mom, that's just bad. And I'm just like, I know, I'm so sorry. But there are fun little ways and tricks of doing a simple little dog that makes it look like a dog. I can't
like
figure
just
it out for
breaking
some
down
reason.
into simple shapes, simple lines, and taking it one step at a time.
Yeah.
There's stuff that I can't do. And I try to also point out to them that not all artists do all the things. And I tell them about the things I'm not good at. I'm like, I'm not good at ceramics. I went the graphic design, photography route, and I can draw, but like realistic paintings aren't my thing. I paint, but not realistically. I draw realistically. So I kind of try to share with them my own struggles too. Like doing the clay right now. I'm like, this isn't my strong suit. So I don't know how much I can help you, but I'll try.
But I think that's great with being that honest with them. And they know that you are not, so that way they themselves don't feel the pressure of thinking they have to do a certain thing or be great at a certain thing, because some are probably perfectionists, and them knowing that they can't, that probably bothers them. at sometimes, and then knowing that a teacher and you as their teacher, knowing that. Oh, we've only got a couple minutes left already, Kerri. I can't believe it. I wanted to talk real quick about Young at Art. You do things at a local art studio. Can you share a little bit about that?
So Young at Art is a local art studio in Lancaster that's run by Karla Young, who is one of our junior high art teachers that has really taken off over the last couple years. We have a couple hundred students that does 1 hour art classes once a week with trained art teachers. To just extend that a little bit for kids all around Fairfield County. And she has a splatter studio as well and canvas painting classes. So there's a lot that we do there.
Awesome.
And we keep growing.
Nice,
so
nice.
It's great.
That's Young at Art. And real quick, because we have time, what is your favorite thing about being a art teacher?
The excitement from the kids. Just seeing them go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that, teaching them something they didn't know before, or really connecting the dots between this is science, but it's art, or this is geography, but it's art, and bridging that gap in learning a little bit to bring a little bit of all the subjects in.
And kudos to you for us bringing back and having art in the schools, because it is such an important outlet and for creativity for many youth. That's their passion, and they wouldn't have had it before. So I think that's awesome. And you're a Teacher of the Month, so I just wanted to give you this little gift in here. A gift, Ava Jewelers and we work together, and so there is a gift card for Ava Jewelers, and then a couple of little treats in there. What's that say? Hello, Sunshine on the coffee mug. So always remember that you're a sunshine to many of those kids that are out there that need you. And we appreciate you, and thank you. 1,200 kids, folks, that is a lot. That is a lot, folks. So thank you for being a guest as well, Kerri.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Come over. You're welcome. Folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. It's Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Dagger Law has more than 110 years of experience in nearly every aspect of the law. When we're not just helping clients, we're helping the community. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and around town because we live and work here too. We are your neighbors, and we want to help you when you need it. When we help each other, we're stronger. Our community is stronger. Creating a strong, vibrant, healthy, and safe community is everyone's responsibility, and we take the responsibility seriously. We are local, we are trusted, we are experienced.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I'm really excited to have one of my dearest friends on the show with me today. And I asked her to be a guest to talk about moving and moving tips, because we've moved so often and like at different times always, and helped one another out, I think, in those different moving adventures.
We'll call it an adventure.
Always an adventure with my friends, though, because I have several friends that they have walked along with me in my journey in the last 10-15 years, and it has been a lot of fun, a lot of great memories, and I thought it would be kind of fun to share some moving tips. And then I laid my head on my pillow the night before this show, and I thought, oh, I have an idea. And so I didn't really prepare her to tell her this, because she knows she's probably going to pay me back, because I'm totally in so much trouble, you guys and gals. And this is something that I've seen it on, like, out in at other shows or something. Actually, there's commercials and things like that. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I thought myself, I have had my own journey with menopause in the last year and a half. And there's been so many things that I have experienced, and I have great friends. And you are one of them that has helped me survive this season of my life.
Yes.
Would you not agree?
I would absolutely agree, Sybil.
That is not nice. So I have a friend of mine who she actually is older than the two of us, and she has actually been through an experience.
No, it's an experience.
This whole, her season that she went through. And it's up and down. It really is. It is a time where, and so I thought I would share some tips.
Absolutely.
Have you done any kind of reading or any kind of, like, any knowledge of?
I have. I mean, I have definitely, because I just started to wonder what was wrong with my brain. It was like, you get foggy and you're just extremely tired, or little things just all of a sudden you're just like, oh my gosh, why am I crying? Why am I hungry? Like I feel like I was out of control for a minute. And so I feel like, getting good sleep and I looked up like, foods that would support me to kind of make me a little bit more even, I think that's been really helpful.
Yeah, I have done the same thing, and I hope you don't mind. Karla, your mother is no longer with us.
Right.
And so that is ideally, I think, somebody that you can ask. My mom is, but she never really shared anything about it before I started. And then I was kind of like, and I know one thing that she did recommend, I always recommend anytime you do anything, if it's an herbal supplement, anything whatsoever, you do consult your doctor about it, your physician about it. So she suggested me black cohosh, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
And I just started. Now, mind you, I've been going through this for over a year now, and it can last for years, apparently. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to just share some things with you. But you're right. From the things I have read, though, it's what you eat. I love to exercise. Exercise helps me out because it's always helped me, whether I'm going through something like this or not. But this is what, it's kind of funny, but it's not. Single, 50, and menopause equals what?
Crazy.
Disaster, crazy.
Crazy.
Disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, and I've talked to my friend, she actually came to visit me when I was in North Carolina, and I go, I am like a roller coaster. 1 minute it's like, woohoo, girls just want to have fun. Next minute I'm like, and I'm bawling, hysterically bawling. And she told me that one of her daughters, when she was going through it about 6 or 7 years ago, told her mom, you are like a crazy person. Mm-hmm. You really are. Because it's like, where'd mom go? She told her this.
It's like being a teenager all over again.
Yes.
And not in a good way.
And you don't know why. And you're just kind of like, what is happening to me? What is going on? And so that's why I thought it would be kind of cool just to share with folks some of my survival tactics on how to get through this. First of all, hot flashes, I'm just kind of like, if you do drink wine, if you're somebody that you like to drink alcohol, that is something that will cause night sweats, like in the middle of the night. It does. That my friends have told me that. I've talked about that.
Yes.
If I've had a couple glasses of wine a couple of nights a week, I do feel like that hits me at bedtime. And you feel like just a pool of water.
Right between 1 and 3 in the morning.
So it's happened to you?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know this. See, she doesn't, this is me, I'm pulling things out of her. And I know why not on camera. No, that's so not fair to you. But I appreciate this because I didn't know that for sure. But my other friend,
you're going to pay for this later. It's all I'm going to
say.
say.
So open.
I was so prepared for just moving tips.
Tips.
Okay.
But we will share that because
we will share that, yes.
Yes, but I do have a small gift for you for today.
Oh, thank God.
Something else that is that saves me is sunglasses, because sometimes you are bawling, and if you want to stop and get something like to drink at maybe one of the drive-through or whatever, you have to put your sunglasses on because you have puffy eyes. I'm not joking, and some of you may be laughing. It's kind of funny now, but it is. I'm not joking. It'll be a song that comes on the radio, and I'm bawling my eyes out. Or my dad passed away too during all of this, which made that just so much worse. So I'm wearing my sunglasses. If you see a woman in the grocery store with sunglasses on, more than likely she's going through menopause and she just had a moment out in her car.
True.
Seriously, right?
True.
Yeah, because that's me. Yeah. If you see me.
Forgetfulness is a big one.
And forgetfulness. Fogginess. It's kind of like, I know what, and it's a whole new level when you go through this.
Yeah, it's not just like a little forgetfulness. It's like major forgetfulness, or so disconnected for a moment. Like the most obvious thing, if it was a snake, it would have bit you. Like it's crazy.
Yes.
And if you don't have the sleep, I feel like you don't get good enough sleep, and then it just kind of makes the whole situation worse. And the irritability is always joy. That's just really fun.
And all of that, Karla, we will end up getting more wrinkles.
Yeah.
we would end up with maybe bags under our eyes, circles under our eyes. It's not just all of
Binging,
this other
food
stuff.
binging
And I don't
is
want
another
people
thing.
to feel sorry for me or anything. I just want the husbands, the boyfriends, the fiancés, the sons, the daughters, the mothers, the fathers, the aunts, the uncles,
patience.
any relationship
Have
that you
patience.
have, to have patience with the person in your life that might be going through menopause. And sometimes I do have a family member who, she had a hysterectomy. She's hitting it at the same time I am because she's so much younger than I am, but we are facing it at the same time because that will drive, that will pull you and put you into menopause at the same time. I mean, like, so the clothes that I have on today, first of all, yeah, and chocolate. Chocolate is very important here. Chocolate.
Look at
I've
that.
got chocolate for
Yep,
you.
absolutely
Mine is
amazing.
coffee. Layers. If you want to give your menopausal loved one any gifts at all, and you want it to be clothing, make it layers. Because 1 minute you're like, all of a sudden here, you're sitting here and you're like, oh my gosh, holy cow, I got to take this off. And you're taking off your layers. You, of course, not all of it. And then you'll be cold 15 minutes later, and then you need your layer back on. That's why I have my pants. These are the most comfy pants. I have changed into wearing comfy clothes, sometimes no makeup. I have a hair tie almost with me not 24/7, not at bedtime,
Throw
but
your hair up.
around me or close to me, so I can pull my hair up, because it is a matter of, I can't even imagine the kids, the youth that I teach. Sometimes they're just like, what is wrong with her? Like, sweaters on, sweaters off, happy, you know. I've never broken down and cried in front of kids like that, but
Yeah.
it's a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, it's definitely it's been an interesting experience, but I feel like it does greatly depend to your attitude. You have to kind of also give yourself grace,
Yes.
because you kind of start to lose track of, like, you're like, wait, what is wrong with me? You know, you start to kind of get down on yourself, or, you know, and you don't
Yeah.
realize it's like, wait, this is a natural process. I am going through a hormonal change. It is major. It's not like a little thing. And then you're already dealing, and I think it makes you just more emotional too, just as you get a little bit older. You get a little bit more sensitive about the fact that you're a little bit older, and you're just like, oh no, and, you know, you just start to kind of feel negative just in general.
Just try not to make any major, big, huge changes during this time of your life, because
Yeah.
I don't want to say that you're not thinking right, but you
Do need to slow yourself down and actually think.
Yeah,
Because it is
yeah.
much harder to actually process. I do
Yes.
find like you'll be more reactive and more emotional than you maybe normally would have been. And sometimes it's a complete change in personality.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, really, it's
Find
crazy.
a friend that has experienced it, because if I didn't have, I'm pretty sure they would have thought that something was not right with me. Because I would be sitting there laughing, and then I'd call 15 minutes later and I would say, I don't know why I'm crying. You know, yeah, you'll have moments where you'll say to yourself, I don't know why I'm crying right now. Why am I hysterically just bawling in this moment? Not that sad about anything. Is that not true?
It's
Have you
true.
done that yet?
No,
Not
I haven't.
like that.
I haven't gone quite that crazy, but I think I would find that irritability would be high on my list.
And see, I'm not that much
less
like
patience
that.
for little things that I would normally be able to, like, you know, not that big of a deal. I'm like, look, I told you the little forks go here. You know, it's like,
Now, I might
it's
get
like
more
silly
impatient with
things.
myself. I would get like, but I haven't even, I think the reason why I don't is because I just cry. I just, like,
Yeah, I think it's
I'm not joking.
I think it's
Yeah.
important. Just everybody's going to handle it differently. And
You are
just
exactly
the
right.
entire process.
Yep.
Like anything, it's a personal experience, and I think just asking friends, family, and relatives, we like to kind of just give you a little bit of grace and kind of just gently remind you if things are just a little bit off. Like, oh wait, you know, to kind of bring
Don't
you back
tell
to
me that I'm off if I'm having a moment.
No, I would
though.
suggest more manicures, more
Just
pedicures.
hand me chocolate.
Go, yes,
Manicures and pedicures,
Yes,
yes.
chocolate and coffee will get me through a lot of things.
Chocolate, coffee, I have positive energy tea, sunglasses, tissues. Cannot have enough tissues. I'm not even joking. And so for some reason, I start my nose. I'm becoming that person. I have to wear or have packages of little packages of tissues. Great thing to have. And wine. Wine is definitely something that has helped me, that if I need to relax, because sometimes I do overthink. So having a glass of wine to relax you and chill you out sometimes, I think, is something that is
Just a little bit,
is good
yeah.
and good friends.
And good for your heart.
It is good for your heart.
At
They
least
say
one,
little,
just a little
yes,
bit.
Some of the drier reds,
Yes.
just a little bit, they say. Not a lot, though. Yeah, a bottle is not good for the heart.
No.
Or good for anybody, for that matter.
No.
But yeah, just a little glass. You'll get through it, and hang in there. If it's something that you are facing and you're going through, I really feel that, don't you?
Yes, I agree.
Anything else that you would like to share with folks, other than you'll be back to share moving tips
Yes,
at another
we'll be
time?
back. Yes, absolutely. Moving tips.
If I'm still alive.
Don't move in menopause. That's the don't do the M squared thing. Just don't move and have menopause at the same time. It's very stressful.
Or date.
Right.
Or any of that
That's it.
stuff. Yeah. Thank you so much for
You're
being with
welcome.
me and putting up with me, my friend.
No worries.
Honestly, I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Yes,
As well
absolutely.
as I do have a gift for you.
Aw. Aw.
And it has a guitar. She
Oh,
plays
I
and she
love
sings.
that. And I do.
And
Yes.
And it says dream.
Yes, and it's filled with chocolate, the most important thing. So chocolate and coffee. Here's to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, folks. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back with my teacher of the month. It's Down Home with Tina.
I believe recovering from self is one of the bravest things that anybody can do. And it is an absolute honor to be able to witness people evolve, grow, find purpose in their lives.
The reason why I do what I do is I love helping people, and I really love to work on understanding and striving to improve the lives of the people in our community. Being in Fairfield County is having a network of people around you.
I like helping veterans, and I think I like that my job is never the same day to day. Every day brings a new set of challenges to overcome and new people to help, so it's always changing.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
It's Down Home with Tina, and Down Home with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors. Folks, sometimes I just feel like there's a topic I need to talk about, and that was one of them. I have been debating on it for a few months now, and I thought we're just going to get a go at it. I didn't share with you, I do like comfort, and that's another reason why I thought I'm just going to be comfortable for the show today. Comfort is so important when you're going through different kinds of things in life, and to do and be and find those positive people that you can have in your life and surround yourself with positivity. That is so important to me, and I think that it should be for those who are like you that are watching and stuff. Just it makes a big difference for what you need when you need it. And I thank you so much for watching the show. I hope you have a blessed week, and until we meet again next time, God bless and good day.